Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group 10 and today we will present our material about do's and taboos around the world. But before that, I will introduce the member of our group. First is Naufal Muflih as the second speaker and me, Sri Wahyuni, as the moderator and the first speaker. So, without any further ado, I will explain the first material. Okay, next I will read some essential tips about these key areas of protocol. According to Axel. First, punctuality. Here are some essential regarding punctuality around the world. First, punctuality is highly valued even at times a way of life. In Australia, Bangladesh, Chile, China, Denmark, Germany, Iran, Japan, and Luxembourg, Malaysia, and other words you can read in the paper. Next is punctuality is important, expected, and appreciated in Austria, Bahrain, Belgium, Bulgaria, Canada, Costa Rica, and etc. Next is punctuality is expected, but locals may arrive at late in Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Colombia, France, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, South Korea, Spain, etc. The next is punctuality is more laissez-faire in Algeria, the Caribbean, France, Greece, Iceland, Lebanon, Morocco, Nigeria, and Spain. Next is here I will explain the first material about general protocol. According to Axel 2017-3030, general protocol actually comes from the Greek word protokolon, meaning the first sheet glued to a papyrus roll bearing a table of content. Those two go together has morphed into agreed behavior. In more recent centuries, it has come to mean the agreed form of ceremony or etiquette observed by diplomat, head of state, and the other official. The message is that whether you are a student, a businessman, or whatever, to get along in this world, it has become increasingly essential to understand international protocol. Uh, Next, giving. Axel suggests that when traveling for pleasure, it may be appropriate to pack a few modest gifts in your baggage to present to people who extend special hospitality to you. But the value should usually be modest, like a picture book from your home locale rather than a gold watch. Next is social dining. As an American, Axel explained the American etiquette. We hold the fork in the right hand, of course, but when we cut something, we definitely flip the fork into the left hand, replacing it with the knife. Then we switch the fork back to the right hand to pick up the food. In contrast to our style, in the so-called continental style of eating, the fork remains in the left hand. Next is toasting. Axel said that there are some of things he learned about toasting. First is the host usually makes the first toast and the guest of honor is expected to respond. Next, toast should be kept memorable short, never more than a moment or two. Stand or even a small group, gather everyone's attention and direct toast. to the senior guest, then make eye contact with all the guests. This is an occasion where you can say truly gracious things about the present company, about the host, about the friendship and joy present at the table. Never use of color, words, or comments, and do nothing that will embarrass anyone at the table. And then last is ask your host what the proper words are for a toast in the language of the country you are visiting. All right, I think that is the first material for me. So we move to the second moderator. Time is yours. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Uh, my name is Naufal Muflih, and I will explain to you about those and taboos around the world. And the first one is Europe. In Europe, the general protocol is like not taking photograph in the museum or in a military installation like Czech Republic and Hungary. Both of these countries is not taking photograph in museum or in military installation. The second is um, Netherlands, Denmark, Finland, or Iceland is uh, they are not tipping for taxi or in a restaurant or and also in hotels. So the next is about names and greetings in Europe. It's like a cheek kissing, a handshake, or like use titles and the first name. Uh, about cheek kissing, uh, three times alternately, or man embracing, like Russia. Uh, it's just among a friend. And in Luxembourg, it twice, alternating for well acquainted. And the second is handshake. Handshake is allowed in Czech Republic, Belgium, Denmark, and Finland, and also in Netherlands or in Russia. It's just like not over for supervisor authority. And in German and Greece, it's just embrace and kiss. Um, the next is use titles and first names. It's allowed in Russia and Portugal. It's just first name. Okay, and Portugal, it's like a man hug and slap a woman. The woman kiss on cheek. It's allowed in Portugal. It's like embrace, and in Spain, the man hug, and also the woman hug and kiss on cheek. The next is hospitality and gift giving. It's explained by my friends before what is hospitality and gift giving. So now I will explain to you many country or any country that has gift giving and hospitality. Uh, gift giving like give flowers, chocolate, or sweets. Sweets like candy. Um, it's allowed in Austria and in Bulgaria, Denmark, and England. Uh, but in Germany, but in German, it's not allowed red rose. It's not allowed red rose. It means like a romantic affection. It's just for romantic affection, the red rose. Um, in Spain, the flower dahlia flower is avoid in Spain, and in Israel, the gift giving, um, beside you can give a flowers. In Israel, you can give a book. And also in Europe, they have an appointment or punctuality. Appointment in a sense necessary and being punctual. Uh, like Ireland, Austria, Belgium, France. France is it's just in courtesy, and in England, Scotland, and also Wales. In those country, 10 minutes late, uh, 10 minutes late, but not 10 minutes early. It means like um, 10 menit terlambat itu lebih baik daripada 10 menit kamu datang lebih cepat. Jadi terdengar, it sounds like so weird. Terdengar sangat aneh ya. Nah, and appointment is not necessary in Greece, Ireland, Italy, Portugal, and Spain, except for bullfight is a must. Nah, jadi kecuali kalau ada adu banteng, kecuali ada pertandingan adu banteng di negara-negara tersebut, Greece, Italy, Portugal, Spain, itu kita harus cepat, kita harus janjian lebih cepat. And the last is conversation in Europe. It's avoided talking about money, salary, and religion also. And in Austria, we are not supposed to talk about money. And in Bulgaria, we are not supposed to talk about religion also. The second is Africa and the Middle East. In the Middle East country, an African country. They have a general protocol. It's like not tipping in Ivory Coast, and also the general protocol in Africa and the Middle East, like remove your shoes when you entering the mosque, like Morocco. And African country and in the Middle East country also, they have an appointment or punctuality, like in Algeria, Kenya, Morocco. The appointment is necessary. You're not supposed to be late in their appointment. And also the hospitality and gift giving in Africa and in the Middle East countries. In Tanzania, is not compulsory, or you can say in Algeria, we are not give flowers. Huh? We are not give flowers. It's a fight in Algeria. In Egypt, Misir, the host will invite us to dinner, and flower, chocolate, and also both of them are supposed to give to the what can I say, tamu, yeah. Greetings like handshaking, embracing, or calling the first name, and also use titles. It's necessary in African countries, and also in the Middle East countries. Handshaking like Algeria, Ivory Coast, Kenya, handshaking is necessary. Embracing and kissing in Syria, and you can call the first name and use titles in Mozambique. Use titles is so important to them. Yeah. But in when you make a conversation with them, you are not supposed to talk about money. It's avoid money and salary, or you're not supposed to talk about family. It's like that. The third is in Pacific and Asian countries. There's a lot of Asian countries. Yeah? And we, as an Asian country, Indonesia, we have a general protocol also in Pacific. It's um, as widely secara luas kita memiliki general protocol. We have to direct and difficult to impress. Yeah. The country that allowed this protocol is Australia. In Australia, we have to direct, and in Australia, it's so difficult to impress. And in New Zealand, they are not allowed tipping. You, you are not supposed to give a tip, like in restaurant or in hotel, like that. And in South Korea, the woman should cover their mouth when she laughing. When she laughing, the woman in South Korea have to cover their mouth, and blowing nose in front of others uh, is a bad manner in South Korea. In South Korea, or I don't know, in most of Pacific and Asian countries, remove shoes when entering home, or in a mosque, or another like church is allowed in Tahiti and Malaysia. Also, in Malaysia, we have to remove our sunglasses when we entering the home. And next, we have to talk about names and greetings, how the Pacific and Asian countries uh, have agreed. Um, handshake is allowed in Bangladesh, and in China, we have to call their names with their title also. And in India, um, men is not shake hand with women. Uh, it's avoided in India. And about appointment and punctuality in Australia, Bangladesh, and China, is appointment is necessary or very required. Now we talk about gift giving in Pacific countries, or in Asian countries. In Australia, when visiting their home, or we as a host of the house, exchange gift is not accepted. Uh, the modest gift, such as diary or coffee mug, and etc. And in Japan, this is a new lesson, a new knowledge. In Japan, we have not supposed to give a surprise. In Japan, there is not surprise, so you have what never surprise the receiver alert first. Kita tidak boleh uh, memberikan sebuah surprise atau sebuah kejutan kepada orang-orang Jepang. But we have to give them an info. Kita harus memberitahunya terlebih dahulu. Alert first. Kita harus memberitahunya bahwa kita akan memberikan mereka hadiah. Alert first. Kita harus memberikan peringatan bahwa kita akan memberikannya hadiah. The last point in Does and Taboos around the world is in Central or in South America. They have a general protocol like shake hand is very common in arrival or in departure in airport, for example. And also, we have to stand with a close range when we have a conversation. It's their general protocol. Talk about greetings in Center or in South America. In Germany, the men will hug or embrace each other, and the woman will kiss on cheek, and also they are supposed to shake hand, but in both hand, dengan kedua tangannya, yeah. And also the guests should wait for the host to sit down first before yeah. Maksud saya tamu harus menunggu tuan rumah untuk duduk terlebih dahulu ketika bertamu. And also a guest have to open the door when leaving. Ketika kita selesai bertamu, yang harus membuka pintu terlebih dahulu untuk keluar adalah tamu. Ya, seperti itu. In Bolivia, handshaking are common. Ya, sangat umum. If your hands are dirty, ketika tanganmu kotor, your arms will be offered to shake instead. Ya, ketika tangan kita kotor, di Bolivia itu diperbolehkan untuk saling bersalaman atau saling membenturkan bahu. Their arms. In Brazil, the man and also the woman shake hands and or leaving a meeting, arrive 10 or 15 minutes late is so necessary for an appointment, ya. Jadi di sini di Brazil itu lebih penting kita datang terlambat, lebih baik kita datang terlambat ketika ada sebuah perjanjian, ya, dengan orang Brazil. In Central or in South America, the punctuality is not a must, but in the big cities, it's so important. It's more important to have a punctuality. When invited to home, we have to send fruits, flowers, and also chocolate before arrive if time permits. In Costa Rica, the men will not have shake hands, but the women will kiss each other once on the cheek with friends or a relative. It can be man or woman. In Mexico, handshake are common. The flowers are not accepted, like a yellow flower. We are not supposed to give a yellow flower because it's a sign about death. And also the red cast spells, and the white one is like lift the spells, ya. Ketika kita memberikan bunga warna kuning itu sebenarnya adalah tanda kematian. Ketika kita memberikan bunga merah itu tandanya kita memberikan sebuah sihir. Dan bunga putih itu sebagai penangkal sihir. Jadi mungkin sebaiknya ketika ada yang telah memberikan uh, apa bunga yang warna merah, kita harusnya we are supposed to give them white flowers as a lifter of the spells, sebagai penghilang sihir ya. In Paraguay, the people will stand very close when have their conversation, but the man will embrace and the woman will kiss each other on the cheeks. And talk about the gift giving in Central or in South America. The gift giving, for example, like in USA, United States, it's allowed gift that cost not more than $25. It's some rules. Itu mungkin sudah sebuah peraturan. Secara di Amerika itu memang taat terhadap peraturan pemerintahnya ya. But in Latin America, if you invite to someone's home, the first visit or not, your first visit in their home or not, do not go with empty-handed ya. Kita tidak boleh datang dengan tangan kosong. Kita harus memberikan oleh-oleh. Before I continue this material, I do sorry because I'm not in a good condition. I'm a little bit sick, but I will explain to you as simple as possible about our material from group 10, from 10th group. The last material is conversation. And these are some topics, conversation actually, that people need to avoid, as well as the topics that people can talk about if they meet a new person, new people. Yeah? There are many kinds of avoiding in a certain topics. The first, you are not supposed to talk about money. Yeah, it's so avoid. Kita dilarang untuk membahas tentang keuangan ya, yang seputar keuangan. Although some people will tell you how much their money they paid for something, do not like to be asked, such as like how much did you how much did your house, or what did you pay for your car, how much your car, how much money do you make, how much money do you spend to buy your motorcycle or something like that. It's so void. The second is age, umur ya. Kita terkadang mau untuk membahas umur, tapi sebenarnya itu dilarang ketika kita berkenalan dengan new person, new people. Some people will answer a question about age, but in many countries, many people would feel uncomfortable. Ya, jadi ada di beberapa negara akan terasa tidak nyaman ketika ditanya mengenai umur. Bahkan juga di Indonesia. Jadi sebenarnya ini tidak berbicara tentang negara, tapi berbicara tentang kenyamanan orang-orang tersebut, kenyamanan orang-orang tertentu. Ada orang-orang yang nyaman ketika ditanya tentang umurnya, dan ada pula orang-orang yang uncomfortable when we ask them about their age. However, the common question is to ask of a child. Jadi lebih disarankan untuk bertanya tentang beberapa anaknya ya. And also the third is religion. This is considered a personal question ya. Ini pertanyaan individual, pertanyaan privasi sebenarnya ya. Jadi it's avoid. Most people don't ask what is your religion, but when they first meet for someone, this subject usually is not supposed to discuss until people know each other. Ya. Sebaiknya kita tidak bertanya hal tentang agama ketika kita belum terlalu dekat dengan baik, ya. If we are not know each other better, we are not supposed to ask about their religion. And the fourth is physical appearance. Berbicara tentang fisik, ya. People often compliment each other about physical appearance. For example, like, your hair look so nice, or I like your blouse, I like your shirt, I like your hands. It's very soft. However, they usually do not ask a question about this topic. For example, like in American, it would not we would not like to be asked. Jadi pertanyaan tentang fisik-fisik seperti itu sebenarnya tidak diperbolehkan, ya. Like, is that your natural color? Is your colors black? Itu sudah masuk racism. Itu sudah masuk tentang kasus rasis, ya, seperti itu. And the next topics that we are not supposed to be asked for if we meet a new person, yeah, it's a certain information about marriage. There are some questions that are common and acceptable in other culture about marriage. They're not considered polite in the US. Itu sangat tidak sopan sebenarnya di US. Contoh pertanyaannya, for example, like, what are you going to be married? When you are going to be married, kapan kamu akan menikah? Or why you are not married? Kenapa kamu tidak menikah, seperti and etc, and lain-lain sebagainya. Itu impolite question to them. And talk about politics is so avoid. Kita sangat dilarang untuk berbicara tentang politik di beberapa negara, ya. You can see at our paper, when people first meet each other, they sometimes avoid their subject of politics. If they don't know each other well, they probably won't ask. And talking about job and work, this is a very common question if you meet people, if you meet new people, new person, yeah. Job or their work, you are supposed to ask this. This is a good topic. This is one of the first question that people ask when they are in the first meet, yeah. And also you can ask their school. For example, like students, if you ask a student, you are supposed to ask about their school. Students are always asked about schools when arrive in a new country, when they have a first meeting also. And the topic about weekend and vacation activities, ya, kegiatan liburan, kegiatan akhir pekan, or in Fridays, the people usually or sometimes ask each other about the plans for the weekends or the vacation. Another topic for common discussion is like family weather, the weather, cuaca, ya, money matters, ya, yang mengenai tentang keuangan. Walaupun di beberapa negara it's dilarang, tapi ada juga yang nyaman ditanya tentang keuangannya, ya. Ini mungkin terkhusus untuk orang-orang, just for a little bit person. It's more about comfort or uncomfortable. Another topic for common discussion is like family weather, the weather, cuaca, ya, money matters, ya, yang mengenai tentang keuangan. Walaupun di beberapa negara it's avoid, it's dilarang, tapi ada juga yang nyaman ditanya tentang keuangannya, ya. Ini mungkin terkhusus untuk orang-orang, just for a little bit person. Uh, it's more about comfort or uncomfortable if we talk about money matter. So that's all for me. And Sri Wahyuni may close this video. Thank you.
Okay, that is the presentation of our material. And if you have a question, let us know, and we will try to answer it. And then, thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.